Hello. So I thought I'd go into some detail about how I've been playing Forbidden Sound, as well as how I've been trying to integrate it into my solo sessions as well. So as you can see, I do not have any minis, I do not have any terrain. So I'm basically using these homemade tokens. They're made from a 1-inch hole puncher and epoxy sticker. There's Flem the Depraved. He has anger management issues, so he fights everybody who he sees, which is probably gonna get him killed. And I've been playing this versus as well as solo. As you can see, like I said, I also don't have any terrain, so I'm using Loke's Dungeon Book of Battle Mats. A lot of this was inspired by Dungeon Dive's video on Forbidden Psalm. He was actually also the person who got me into BORG, so thank you, Daniel. Really appreciate it. He makes great videos, check him out. But yeah, I realized that these tokens were very easy to make, so I stuck with that. I have a whole pile of tokens that I made. I actually drew all of these. I drew them digitally and then I printed them out. A lot of them are actually double-sided. So here we got a melee character, and he's got a bow there. Don't know if you can see that. So lots of options, very easy to place, very easy to clean up. Fantastic for my personal use case. These are also little bits that I can place down, like if I want, I don't know, like a pillar or something, I don't have to draw that out. But yeah, the 1-inch hole punch and epoxy sticker method was brought to my attention by JP Covert's video, who covered making D&D tokens. He also recommended putting a magnetic sticker on the back, but I didn't go for that. I just went for epoxy sticker and paper, and it worked fine. Very space efficient, much like the battle mats as well. In addition to that, I'm also using this. So this is just a ruler that I made. It's kind of stupid. I don't know why I did this, but it's. I guess it's no, it is stupid. But whatever. So I am using this gridded battle mat, but I'm not using the grid per se. I find it a lot more fun if I actually measure the distances out and move my pieces about that way, and use these as obstacles. And like Daniel from Dungeon Dive said, you just have to be consistent with your measurements if you're using a flat kind of battle mat, and it'll be fine. So I talked a lot about how I am playing Forbidden Psalm, but I haven't talked about how I'm integrating it with my Solitary Defilement playthrough. So for that in particular, I have been writing this, Solitary Psalms. There's a bunch of stuff here, including a threat level that increases over time, enemy points conversion, which allows you to convert an enemy into basically a general danger level, which is important for the scenarios. The way this is going to work is you basically play through using Solitary Defilement. You can have one main character and 4 side characters, or 2 main characters and 3 side characters. I wouldn't recommend 5 main characters, but you can do whatever you want, obviously. And you will basically get into a combat scenario and decide which of these fit your combat scenario best. So what I did was I read through the Forbidden Psalm scenarios as well as the supplementary scenarios, and I'm trying to generalize it enough. You can just take any kind of combat scenario you want and choose one of these, and you can set up the map according to this. So let's just roll on the adventure seeds in MORK BORG and see what we get. So I'm gonna get out a D100, and that's going to be a 45. So that's going to be something has infiltrated the court. Okay, this is an assassination mission. Destroy/assassinate. It requires a minimum of D4 plus T points worth of enemies. Note that it says points. Like I said previously, there was a way that I made to generalize out the enemies into their general danger level. And D4 plus T, threat level, which starts at 1. So let's roll that up. It's going to be 1 plus 1 is going to be a 2. That can either be 1 zombie or 2 scum. It starts off really easy that way. I might bump it up after a few playtest iterations. But yeah, you're going to spawn the number of enemies on the board, and you have a bunch of points of interest, which are basically the targets you're trying to assassinate. And you place those, and you start on the edge of your choosing, and basically you're gonna have to try to kill the points of interest. In this case, the points of interest will also have stats. But after you do that, perhaps they figure out it was you, and you're going to have to survive an ambush of some kind. So in this case, instead of the enemies spawning around the center, they will spawn on the edges, and there will be different special conditions, such as the fact that the reinforcement effect, which is another thing that we'll get into later, is always in play. So that means that on turn 2 and 4, there's going to be more enemies coming in, and fleeing from the scene requires a presence check that gets harder as your threat level gets harder. And the victory condition is survive or flee the scene. So, like Forbidden Psalm, each of the scenarios will be 6 rounds long. There's also effects, like I said, which basically randomize how the scenario is played out a little bit. And there's also some stuff about dungeons. Basically, you traverse it solitary defilement style, and on the final room, you play out a scenario with a scenario variant, so one of these. And that's basically all I got at the moment. This will probably be a lot better over time as I playtest and as I work it up, but I thought I'd share how some of these projects actually start, and I will probably be putting up an Ashcan version, which means like basically a public playtest version on version 0.2 or 0.3, so you guys can try it out if you want, give me feedback. The final version might be paid or pay what you want, I'm not sure. Also, for these tokens and all that, I did draw them all, and I thought it would be a waste if only I used them, so I might be putting those up for pay what you want or for sale as well. Let me know if you're interested in the comments below. And yeah, I'll be putting out more updates on how this progresses over time, I'm sure. Also, let me know if you think that Season 2 of BORG Solo should incorporate Forbidden Psalm or not, or if you're interested in that, or, you know, whatever. Just leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And, you know, like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. And I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.